All right, welcome in the West Coast Conference champion, University of San Diego Toreros. West Coast Conference Coach of the Year, Brian Quinn. On his left is freshman midfielder Luca Fava, and on his right is senior defender and co-captain Ethan Warne. Coach Quinn, if you could please start us off with some general comments on tonight's 1-0 defeat here to Vermont in the third round of the NCAA Championship.
Obviously emotional in regards to the season ending, but I'd like to first start off and congratulate Vermont. It's not easy to travel across the country and then play away from home. We had a fantastic crowd, so everything was in our favour, and they shut us down. They shut down our key players and got the goal. They won the game. And I think like 2 weeks ago when I was here and smiling and happy after we beat Davis, it was a really a high, and last week winning at Duke was another high, and then today is just emotionally difficult because I felt we played well enough to win, and there was games this year where we hadn't played as well and won games, so that's the game.
Let's go right to you, please, Mark.
Just your thoughts on the penalty decision. What did you see?
I'm 50, 60 yards away. I think that it's a decision that really not changed the game, won the game, because in those situations it has to be 100% in regards to what the referee feels, and he was in a good position. So I'll have a look at it again, and then probably I can revisit it and give you clearer comments. But it's a tough one to swallow because penalties in our sport decide games, and that's what happened.
Did you ask him to review it?
No.
I think give an explanation why he didn't go to the monitor.
I don't think the video review was in use tonight. I don't think it was available.
Really?
Yeah.
Internationally, if you go to overtime, you're playing 30 minutes no matter who scores, how many goals are scored. How harsh is it in a college game to have a golden goal like that? Not give you guys a chance,
I mean, that's what we signed up for, Mark. I mean, I think we knew that going in, and I felt that our practices and our focus was, if it needs to go to overtime, we'll deal with overtime. If it needs to go to penalty kicks, we'll deal with penalty kicks. I thought with this group, we'd always find a way to win, which we've done throughout the year. And tonight, give credit to those guys. And I'll kind of reflect a little bit in Duke. When Duke was on top of us last week, there was a little spell. They didn't score. And then when we got on top of Duke, we scored at the right time. In this game, I thought there were spells where we were clearly on top, but we didn't have the finishing edge.
Coach, ultimately, what didn't work for you guys in the final third? Was it just not finding that last pass to kind of open it up? And then you did have a couple chances there in the second half, but they just kind of fell short.
Yeah, I think that if you look at their record, I think defensively they're good, and they had numbers behind the ball all the time. And I didn't think we got really clear-cut opportunities, but we did have 2 or 3 half chances. Ollie Rhodes had one. There was another one that bunched off the line. Luca had a shot. So there was little chances, and then I thought we had a big chance with Luca's corner in the first half, the very first corner. We served a great ball in, and we didn't get on the end of it. And last week we did.
And now reflecting back, now that the season is done, how do you kind of look back on all this? Because ultimately you fall short, but you guys made such successful marks as a program now.
Yeah, I think Frankie Sanfilippo said it best, was that, with the crowd, us getting to the last 16 and the process of being here after 3 years winning the WCC, it's something to reflect on. And, Ethan's been here the whole time, and I think as a coach, when you step back, that's the memories that I'll have, is these guys on the road in the training, what they've done for this program. And it's up to now for Luca and the guys coming back next year to sustain it.
And I know you guys are just fresh off the pitch, but if you are looking forward, we've talked earlier about, building like how the Aztecs do for basketball of like consistency.
That's a good example.
And so how do you now, looking towards the future, how do you kind of put that in
I
place?
think what we've done, we've put a system in play, number one, that we like. And then secondly, we've recruited character players, and that'll keep us going.
All right, let's hear from the players. Let's start with the veteran, Ethan. Hell of a season for you guys in the back. Co-captained a back line that tied the school record with 10 shutouts this season. Let's start with tonight specifically. Just talk about the game tonight from your point of view. Obviously, the one goal still wasn't from the run of play, so you guys, did your job for the most part. Talk about tonight's effort tonight.
I think it's been a thing all season. We're pretty consistent. I feel like it starts from the front. Those guys put in the work at the top, and that helps us out a tremendous amount. Their effort, it shows in our game as well with Donny. Donny gets a lot of credit, as he should, but at the same time, those guys up top and in midfield and us at the back, we're all doing our job, and we're defensively tied together. We trust each other, and that's been apparent all season. Like you said, 10 shutouts. I think we had only like 13 goals conceded this season, which is like top 3 in the country, I think it was. So that's what I got to say. Yeah.
Luca, let's go to you. As a freshman, you got the start tonight, shared the game high with both 4 shots and 3 shots on goal. We're used to seeing you whipping some left-footed balls in that may or may not be shots that go in or cause havoc for sure. Talk about your play tonight a little bit, please.
Yeah, look, first and foremost, congrats to Vermont. But I'm really proud of the boys, and I just try and do what I can for the team. And if that's a couple of shot crosses or big plays, and that's what it's gonna have to take. But look, I credit it to a lot of our teammates. It's not just 1 through 11; it's 1 through 18. Even the guys that haven't played this season, everybody puts the shift in during the week, and that's why we are where we are right now. And yeah, it's hard to find words. It's obviously a disappointing night for us. Great crowd that came out, but yeah, very proud of the boys and what we've done this season. Yeah, happy with how I played this season, but yeah, looking forward to next season and getting back after it.
Talk about your season a little bit more, please. Again, it saw a lot of playing time as a freshman, part of a conference title, 2 wins in the NCAA tournament that this program hadn't seen in a while. How would you evaluate your first college go-around as a whole, please?
Yeah, look, I give a lot of thanks to the coaches. They put a lot of trust in me, and I've enjoyed every single minute on the field this season. So, going into the season, it was something that we talked about, going and winning that 3-peat and then getting a home game and winning a home game and then seeing how far we can go. So we've accomplished a lot, and yeah, I'm happy with how the seasons went and the minutes and score points I've been able to get. But it's not just me; it's a whole team effort. So I'm, putting a lot of credit to those boys as well.
Ethan, let's go back to you one more time. What a career! 3-peat in the WCC. Again, 2 NCAA wins in your final season. How would you recap your time as a Torero, please?
It's gotten better every year. So my first year, I didn't really see the field too much, being a new player, and then worked my way in. Had a great season last year, and then this year didn't miss a minute. So I think I've just built every year and only getting better. But I've had a great bunch around me, great coaches, getting the right guys in, gelling well. And on this team, I'm a leader, and I like to lead by example and help the team out. So each year that's boosted me to do that, and I've definitely enjoyed my time here as a Torero. Sad to see it end. I genuinely believe we should have gone on further, but congrats to Vermont. They were the better team today, despite how I may view us being a better team. But it is what it is. We've enjoyed it, and I wouldn't take anything back.
And what's next for you, Ethan? Are you any pro plans or?
I'd like to play professionally, hopefully, but you never know. Finish my degree here at USD, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Good answer. Ethan, what was your vantage point of the penalty?
It's not up to me. I saw him take a heavy touch, and saw Trevor dive in, and it happens. It's 50-50. It's honestly up to the ref. it's a tough way to lose, especially overtime. I think last year was it golden goal? Or 2 years ago it wasn't, right?
Yeah,
in
Denver.
Yeah, so we played up in Denver and they scored and we had the rest of the game, but it's hard to take a golden goal. It's hard, especially a penalty 30 seconds into it, but ref made a call and we've got to go by it.
Luca, you know, it was one of these situations where Coach said you guys are on top of them for some long stretches. You just kind of feel like you have to put one of those away in a game like this.
Yeah, look, I mean, that's football. You know, you get your chances, you don't put them away, then the other team's going to do it. And I think we did have the chances, looking at the statistics here, even 13 shots, 7 on goal to their 3 on goal. So, I mean, that speaks enough for itself. And yeah, I mean, you don't put your chances away, eventually it comes back to bite you. And the way it happens just isn't fun and maybe isn't fair, but that's how football is. And we learn from this. It's hard, and it's going to sting for a while, but we're going to have to learn from that. And part of learning is also knowing, okay, we got to take our chances when they come, because they came in enough fold during that spell in the second half, especially. But yeah, it was tough to take. So,
Thank you.
Let's finish with Coach Quinn, please. If you could grab the mic one more time. Coach, we ran out of time to ask you after that Davis win, but that was your first NCAA victory in charge of this program. Now that's 2 after the Duke result. How gratifying has this season, this run been for you personally as a veteran coach?
I think, when we won the WCC 3 years ago, you always look back and the players who were part of it, and Luke was part of this one, and he's been part of all 3. And I mean, in my opinion, he should have been Defender of the Year. I mean, he's just had an unbelievable season, for us. I do think he's got the potential to play pro. And then overall, I think it's up to us to maintain what was started, and look forward to a little break, and then start the spring again, and get on the recruiting trail and trying to fill in spots for Ethan and Trevor and other guys as we move on.
Finally, Coach, I imagine you might want to say a final few words about that senior class, like Ethan and some other guys that are leaving this program, most of them as 3-time WCC champions.
Yeah, I think that, the book legacy, where you kind of present that to the players, leave the shirt in a better place, and that's what we asked him to do. And I think over his 3 years that he's leaving this program in a better place than when it started, and that's all we can ask.
Gentlemen, congratulations on a fantastic season. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.